My dear friends, welcome to Rajashekhar classes on applied data science with Python. This is lecture number 285. In this lecture, I will continue my discussion on how to determine overfitting and underfitting. I request you to go through my previous lecture, that is lecture number 284. Let me recall that lecture once. What we have learned in this particular lecture, we learned the concept of error. I discussed what is error in that particular class. We have learned the concept of training error. We also learned about a concept known as validation error. There are three. We discussed about these three concepts. Now we will employ all of these concepts. We never used test error. Because test data set should always be unseen. Your test data set should always be unseen. We will only use this. What is the use of test data set? To report. It is useful to report how good. It is useful to report how good is my function. That's the use of test data. In this context, what is my function? My function is KNN. Test data is useful to report how good is my KNN. Our question is here. What is our question? Let me say like this. Our question is, how do you know whether you are underfitting or overfitting? I will repeat. How do you know whether you are underfitting or overfitting? Let me take value of k. What is my k? Let me say like this. Let me take value of k on x-axis. Let me say this is my x-axis. On x-axis, I am taking values of k. Let me assume like this. Yes, this is values of k, isn't it? We saw that, just see, because the only thing I am changing in KNN, is k. That one must understand. That is k equal to 1, k equal to 2, so on. What happens when k equal to 1? I already discussed in my previous lectures. I already discussed about what happens when k equal to 1. Overfit. This I already discussed. Typically, when k equal to n, what happens when k equal to 1? Underfit. These two concepts I already discussed in my previous lectures. Just go through. Typically, when k equal to 1, it overfits. K equal to 1, k equal to n, underfit. We know this for sure. We saw this geometrically. What is underfitting and what is overfitting means. In this particular case, I discussed what is overfitting, what is underfitting in my previous classes. Let's assume using cross validation, we find k equal to 3. Let me say, by using cross validation, my value is, I realized that my value of k is 3. KNN means now, what is my KNN? I can say it is 3NN. Let's assume I found the function 3NN. Now I want to ask, is my 3NN? This is important question. I want to ask, is my 3NN is overfit? Is my 3NN is overfit or underfit? That I must determine. Is my 3NN is overfit or underfit, or overfitting or underfitting? It is a very valid question, isn't it? Let's try to answer whether 3NN is overfit or underfit. I have values of k k equal to 1, k equal to 2, k equal to 3, k equal to 4, so on till k equal to n, isn't it? This k value is varies from 1 to n. On my y-axis, I have my error. Let me write like this. Yes. On x-axis, I have k values, and on y-axis, what I have? I have error. This is my, let me say, this is error. Error on y-axis. On x-axis, I have k values. I have my error on y-axis. I will tell you what error is. We will try to understand what error is. Just bear with me whether it is training error or validation error. I will tell you in a second. First, I will draw my training error. Let me say I am plotting my training error. My training error will be low when k equal to 1. Observe this particular graph. Just see what's happening. It's k equal to 1. This is k equal to 1. This training error, this curve indicates training error curve. Training error, isn't it? When k equal to 1, when k equal to 1, training error is very low, isn't it? It is almost 0. Your training error where k equal to 1, it is almost 0. So if I plot my training error will increase. This is my training error curve. When k equal to 1, just observe, when k equal to 1, your training error will be almost 0. It's almost 0, isn't it? Literally 0, because you have same points in training data and also becomes your query point. So what happens typically in KNN, your error increase, your training error increases. Let's be very careful. Training error always increases as k increases. Just see k equal to 1, this is training error, k equal to 3, k equal to 4, k equal to 5, k equal to 6, like that, isn't it? Training error always increases as k increases. Now what happens to your cross validation error? Your cross validation error behaves somewhat like this. Let me draw. This is my, I can say this particular plot. This is, I can say, cross validation error plot, isn't it? Your cross validation error behaves somewhat like this. This is your cross CV error. I can say it is cross validation error, or simply I can say validation error. Typically what you get, that's what happens. Typically as your k increases, your training error increases. When k equal to 1, your training error is almost 0. Typically this is cross validation error. Typically what happens is your cross validation error starts high. Just see, when k equal to 1, your cross validation error is high. When k equal to 1, somewhere typically what happens is your cross validation starts high when k equal to 1. When k equal to 1, your training error is almost 0, whereas your cross validation error is very high, isn't it? When k equal to 1, somewhere down this line, if I come somewhere down this line, if I come like this, these two lines, what happens? This cross validation error curve and your training curve, they are coming very closer, isn't it? After some stage, this cross validation error curve and training error curve, they comes closer, isn't it? What did we choose? We choose the best k. What is our intention? K with lowest cross validation error or the highest accuracy. So remember, low error means high accuracy. That I already discussed in my previous classes, isn't it? I must consider low error case. Low error means, so how did we find the best k? Find the best k to be that k, let me say, what is the least possible error here? Cross validation error. Just if I plot like this, somewhere like this, what is the least possible value? Here you have, isn't it? Just this one. Just this is the least value of, therefore correspondingly, if I plot something like this, let me assume this is least cross validation value. Just if you observe carefully, it is the least one, correspondingly justify k. Let me assume k equal to 5. So how did we find the best k? Find the best k to be the k. Let's assume k equal to 5. Let's assume our function is 5nn. Our function is 5nn, not 3nn, not 3nn. So this has lowest error. Just see, just this is the lowest error, isn't it? Just observe curve carefully. So this has the lowest error. How did we pick our 5? That's important. How did we pick our 5 here? If I am using the simple schema of dtrain, if I am using simple schema of, let me show that one. If I am using simple schema of dtrain d cross validation, let me say like this, which we discussed in our previous classes. If I use a simple scheme of dtrain d cross validation d test, this procedure I already discussed. How did I pick? How did I calculated my k? I pick my k using cross validation. Just to recall my previous lecture so that you can understand. Just we are taking k values on x-axis and accuracy on d cross validation on y-axis. Just we are picking like this. Just this is k equal to 5, something like this. This I discussed in my previous classes. For each of this, I said accuracy is on d cross validation on y-axis, and we saw that accuracy increases. Your accuracy increases then it follows. Just see, this curve increases. At what happens? It fell down. If it fell down after some stage, we pick highest accuracy. This is highest accuracy. This term is highest accuracy. Its corresponding term, let me assume corresponding number is k equal to 5. Highest accuracy means, what is the meaning of highest accuracy? That is lowest error. They are of same meaning. Lowest error and highest accuracy. They are of same meaning. Highest accuracy. This I already discussed in my previous lectures, isn't it? I will repeat. Highest accuracy means lowest error, because what is the error? Error is nothing but, this also I discussed, error is nothing but 1 minus accuracy. 1 minus accuracy. So I picked up 5nn as a function. Now let's look at what is overfitting, what is underfitting graphically. Overfitting means, let me go to the previous diagram, previous graph. What it indicates? It indicates training error. It indicates training error. It indicates cross validation error. It indicates on y-axis I have error, on x-axis I have k, isn't it? What is this? Here in this region, just observe this particular region. What's happening? This particular region A. What is my region A? What does it mean? Just observe carefully. Let me assume this is region A. This is, let me say, some region. Let me name it as region A. Just I am naming this particular region is known as region A. Let me say like this, otherwise this is the region. Let me say this is the region. What it indicates? In this region, this particular region is called, I can say this region is called overfitting region. This region is called overfitting region. This is important. This is overfitting area. I can say this particular area is known as overfitting area. This area is overfitting area. If your k is in this region, if your k value is in this region, I can call, I will repeat, if your k is in this region, it is called overfit. If your k is called in this region, if your k lies in this region, I can say that is overfitted region. Let's understand what is overfit and underfit in terms of train and cross validation error. Now, if your training error is high, just I will write it here. Now, if your training error, otherwise let me say training error, if your training error is high means I am keeping like this. If your training error is high and if your cross validation error is low, another error is cross validation error is low. Let me say cross validation error is also high. Let me assume like this. Yes, let me say like this. I will repeat. Now, if your training error is high and if your cross validation error is also high, then where it happens? Just see here in this particular region. In this particular region, just see what's happening. Let me say this is region B. Region B. B region. What's happening here? Your training error, this is training error curve, this is high. This is cross validation curve error, this is also high. In this particular region B, I am naming it as region B. In this particular region, your training error is high, your cross validation error is also high. When both of these errors are high, then you know that you are underfitting. This region is known as underfitting, underfitting region. This is underfitting region. This is important. I will repeat. When both of these errors means cross validation error and training errors are high, then you know that you are underfitting. If your train error is small, for example, let me write, if your train error or training error, if your training error is small means, let me keep like this. If your training error is small and cross validation error is high, isn't it? If your train error is small or training error is small, but your cross validation error is large, then you know that you are overfitting. This is the region. Just see. In this region, what's happening? Your training error is low, whereas your cross validation error is high. Therefore, this particular region is known as overfitting region. This is overfitting. When can I say this is overfitting? This is overfitting. Whenever training error is low, and cross validation error is high, I can say you are in overfitting region. In a simple rule of thumb, this is the best idea in whole of machine learning. One of the very, very important ideas of machine learning. So if your train error is high and your cross validation error is also high, this is the case here, this is the case. I will repeat, if your train error is high and your cross validation error is also high, then I can say this is the case of underfitting. That's what I am saying, isn't it? Train error is high, your train error is high, cross validation error is also high. I can say it is underfitting. If your train error is low, cross validation error is high, then I can say it is overfitting. As it is very important, I am repeating things. Understanding things geometrically is very, very important. So in the best, what is in the best spot you have trade-off? Where can I find best spot in this particular curve? This is the best spot. Just see, this is, just let me say, this is 5, isn't it? This corresponding, this one is 5. This particular point, I can say it is best spot. Best, let me say, it is best spot. So in the best spot, you have trade-off. It's a trade-off, isn't it? It's a trade-off between overfitting and underfitting. Both errors are close. In this particular case, both errors are close. This is how we know that we are neither underfitting nor overfitting. This is very, very important task. This strategy is something that keep employing, that we keep on employing, not just today. In future classes, I will make use this concept repeatedly. This type of plots, we will keep employing. We will keep employing these type of plots in future classes for every machine learning, for every classification technique that we learn. We will try to use this one. I promise you, we will see all of this with code. I will explain all these concepts with the proper code. I promise you, we will see all of this with code. We will see what happens when K changes, how decision surface change, what happens to train error, what happens to test error. I will show you all of this with code so that you are more convinced. If I show the code, you will be convinced, isn't it? Eventually, at the end of this lecture on this particular concept, I will show you the code after few lectures. Just bear with me for few more lectures so that I will explain this concept with the help of code. Thank you very much.